guys, this is Edel from Team Shockwave here to bring you another deck profile of the Piper Chaos deck. Alright, so the Piper Chaos deck has actually been one of my favorite decks. I've always wanted to play it ever since it was announced back in those days. However, I decided to bring this deck over to YCS Philly. This is actually the same deck profile I used while I competed at YCS Philly. Ever since Philly though, I've really haven't been playing. However, I decided to come back into the game just to see where the meta is and hopefully get some new ideas for some new decks that I have in mind. So without further ado, here's the profile of the Piper Chaos. Alright guys, so let's get this started. So first off, the main engine of the deck, we got 3 Pipers, 3 Kinkabios, and 3 Veilers. Okay, this is actually a Piper Chaos deck. You got the lights, the darks, Kinkabio, Mystic Piper. They go hand in hand. Special summon. Use Piper's effect to draw a card. Jack Frost. Oh, I love this card. Other people like to use Battle Faders. I like to use Jack Frost. It does help me get over certain plays. Although with the current meta, I believe Battle Fader is actually the way to go. So, but Jack Frost has been very fun to use. Tragoedia, we're running 2 of them because this deck actually has a huge, you get really huge hand advantage. You always want to drop that Trag, get that huge attack on it, huge defense. It's always good. On top of that, you can always change it to level 1 for some combo plays that I have going on in here. Next up is 3 Caiuses. I do run Treeborn Frog in the deck, and with Jack Frost, it's actually very easy to drop Caius. Caius is there to get rid of the big threats that this deck cannot get over because it lacks in so much power. On top of that, the extra 1000 and burn it, really late game, banish itself to win. Maiden of the Blue Eyes and Blue Eyes. Now, I'll be honest, I actually had to cut her down because I was actually running out on a lot of room in the deck. So it used to be 3, now it's 2, and then I just decided to throw in 1 Blue Eyes. So yeah, that's all I really have. I mean, she's a great card. If she gets targeted by anything, she special summons Blue Eyes. Heck, sometimes I side out Blue Eyes, leave her in there, and it's just a bluff. Nobody wants to hit it. Nobody wants to do anything to it, you know? But it helps out. She's actually pretty good. On top of that, she's also a tuner and a light monster. Good for Chaos and some synchro plays. Now, for the Chaos side, we have 2 Chaos Sorcerers. Self-explanatory, along with Blackluster Soldier. Self-explanatory. Treeborn Frog. It's level 1. Good for Caius. Mathematician. Oh, that guy. He's healthy. I would love to run 2, but I currently only own 1. He helps me dump either the Treeborn Frog or the Piper to the graveyard, or if I really need something, a dark monster in there. DD Crow, good. I don't really use him much. There wasn't much I can really use him for. I just use him for the dark fodder, just so I can drop my Chaos monsters. Now, this card right here. Symphonic Warrior Basis. This card, it's so good in this deck. It's a tuner monster, it's level 1, but it has a really unique effect. Its effect lets him increase levels equal to the number of cards in your hand. So that's actually very good. I mean, you got some. You tend to get a lot of cards in hand, and just having 6 cards. It becomes a level 7, sometimes you get that 7, and then it becomes a level 8. Very good because it lets you get into some really high level synchro monsters. And it's just really good. I love it. Easy for Kinkabio to bring him back to, and he just reuses and just synchro him off. 1 solo charge, 1 for 1, to bring out Piper or Maiden if I wanted to. Or even bases. 2 MSTs, 2 Forbidden Lance, 2 Wear Out Vows. Now, Wear Out Vows is actually really cool. It's a rota for level 1 monsters. If you control a level 1 monster on the field, you can search your deck for a level 1 monster, add it to your hand. However, if you don't summon that monster, you take 2,000 damage at the end of the turn. But it's actually not that bad. Sometimes I like to search for a Veiler, take the 2,000 just to set up a counter on the next turn, or just get my Kinkas, summon Kinka, and just go off. Very easy to pull off if you have a Treeborn in the grave. 2 pot of dualities. I like to use duality in the first game. Turns out it's actually good to side it out in the second game if you have other answers, because it does kind of contradict the deck since you're going to be special summoning a lot. But it's always good for first game. Otherwise, I say side it out for 2 and 3. Skill Prisoner. These are my only trap card in the deck, and it's actually really good. It works very well with Maiden with Eyes of Blues, because it targets a monster you control, thus setting off Maiden's effect. What it does is, if your opponent activates a monster effect that targets one monster on your field, after resolution that effect is negated. So if they try to Veiler your monster, Veiler's negated. And the cool thing about it is you can activate it in the graveyard too. I like to set it and let them MST it. Sure, that's fine. I don't run many traps anyways, but I can still use it from the grave even after it's used or blown up. So it's very, very good. Heck, even you can use it on Caius. They try to Veiler your Caius, Blackluster, or they try to banish your, just Skill Prisoner. Stop all that. Moving on to the extra deck, we got 1 Slacker Magician. Good card, very good. It's hard to get rid of. It's a light monster. 2 Ghost Trick Dillahans. I figured 2 is actually very good, especially because I was running 3 Jack Frosts. It's a really good rank 1 Exceed, and it's a dark, which is very important. 1 Utopia Roots. I don't really go into him, but he has his uses, especially because he's light. Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. He's in there because I do side a second Blue Eyes in the deck. So Blue Eyes, just overlay into him. That's the only way I can bring him out. He's just a really good Exceed. Formula Synchron. Well, you got a lot of level 1s, especially with the tuner of Maiden and bases. Misbird Clausulus. We're just gonna say Clausulus. I like that name. Good card. Just go into Formula, then go into Clausulus, and just start wrecking stuff if you have something to go over. 1 Arcanite Magician, because you got the Veiler, you got the Maiden, and you have the Chaos Sorcerer. Easy to get to. Plus he blows stuff up. Black Rose Dragon, Stardust Dragon, Angel of Zera. Oh my god, this guy has helped me so many times. If you bring him out, and he's in the graveyard, it's amazing. Just drop a Chaos Monster, use him as a light fodder for your Chaos Monster. He comes back at the end of the turn. On top of that, for every card that your opponent has banished, well, monsters I should say, for every monster your opponent has banished, his attack goes up by 100. So he gets bigger and bigger every time. Crimson Blader, 1 Silver Dragon. At the time, for Ally of Justice, Decisive Armor, I did run him. At the time when I decided to add him, Bujins were the deck, and that guy was my answer to Bujins, and it hurt them so much, especially that last effect. Dump all their light monsters, they take burn damage for their total combined attack. It's amazing. It's really good against light attribute decks, and it's very easy to bring out actually. And then there's Star Eater. And that's it. Alright, so in conclusion, This deck is actually very fun. I love it a lot. However, there's a lot of inconsistencies in here that I feel like it should be addressed. I do hope that I can actually make this deck a lot better. There are a lot of cards that I am missing. But it's been really fun. I love it, even though I lose about half my games. But hey, you know what? Not everybody's a winner. It's just a good deck. I like it. So this is Edel from Team Shockwave, signing off.